Good morning, everyone. This is Ravecal. We are playing some more Pokemon Emerald. This is a Draftlocke, which means that we drafted, me and a couple friends drafted basically the Gen 1 to 4 Pokemon with no mythicals, legendaries, etc., with a few other restrictions until we each had a box of 30. And we're running through the game, specifically the Speedchoice mod that removes the evil teams so that it's just basically a gym leader gauntlet. And we are approaching the end of the game. We've got Juan and the Elite Four left, and the champion, of course. So, quick adjustments for what I did here. We've got Masquerain as our new sixth party member. This is one that I'm really curious about because it doesn't feel like it should be good, but it's relatively fast. It is relatively good special attack, and it has some very good coverage, specifically Giga Drain. Anything that gets Giga Drain, in my opinion, is something that's worth keeping in mind for the end of the game, because we are dealing with Juan and Wallace, and to an extent Glacia has a lot of water types as well. So having options with Giga Drain, but also having other coverage. Bug Buzz is potentially good into Sydney. If we need the coverage, I might go out of my way to get something from, because Masquerain can also learn Shadow Ball to deal with Phoebe. But I don't think we're going to need that because we should have some interesting options. We have a few big ones that we haven't pulled out of the box yet. And so I'm curious. I need to actually come up with a team. Based on what I've got left. I have a lot of good options for the Elite Four. It's mostly just figuring out where I have the most overlap since I can only bring 6. So, let's go ahead and get started. We need to find Steven's house first to get Dive. I don't remember which one is Steven's house, so we're just going to poke our heads in until we find Steven. I think I already poked my head in over here. Yes. As I said, we removed the evil teams. There we go. Why do we have a bunch of... I have no idea what all of that is. But that's okay. So Lantern's kind of gonna be our go-to lead for the next section here. This is the part I've always been bad at navigating. I think we want to go down over here. God, I hope I have enough repels. And then east. Dive. And I think that should take us... Isn't it just right here? Had we not gone far enough yet? Maybe we hadn't gone far enough yet. Oh, Yeah, we were not nearly far enough into the area. Should be right here. There we go. That should be Pseudopolis. Before we go in, I am gonna run over here. The very northeast or northwest corner here. We're gonna talk to this guy who's going to teach Brick Break. We have some fighting types, so I'm not super worried about it. But I think I just lead here with Lantern and see what happens. There's Waterfall. There we go. I keep double checking like it's gonna change. That's really obnoxious, actually. And that's much better. So the downside here is we're going to pull out Whiscash second, which now we need to switch in safely against. It's probably going to be using... Yeah, we'll switch Cacturn in here. That's fine. Bullet Seed. Bullet Seed's not gonna go the whole way, obviously. I'm gonna Spiky Shield here. Just to see what it's gonna do. And that should mean I can switch in Glaceon. Freeze Dry is 4 times effective because it's double against both water and dragons. Crawdaunt. This thing's going to wreck me. It probably has a fighting type move. So I think this is actually a switch into Masquerain. I was wrong. I did not realize it had Hyper Cutter. My plan was to go in with Intimidate. We're actually taking a bit of a beating here. I think this is going to be another... Actually, this should be an Ice-type move. Which Lantern can take. Lantern's bulky. Get TM3, which is Water Pulse, which is a very good move, but most of the Pokemon we want to learn it naturally. All of the trainers we skip down there. Don't mess up the puzzle, or you will be distracted forever. We're gonna be a little brazen here because yeah, so we need to get down to Evergrande. I don't think, if I'm remembering correctly, this doesn't have a proper, like, Victory Road walk-up. I could be wrong. If we do still have Victory... Oh, wait, no, it does, because there's the fight with Wally there. So we do still have Victory Road and the fight with Wally to go. Okay, so I am going to need to level up again here. We'll go ahead and take a quick break while I get that figured out. Okay. We have our team. I tried to keep it to as many of the Pokemon we'd used previously as I could, just so we didn't have to level up more Pokemon, but I did have a couple that I wanted to bring in for coverage. So this is going to be our Victory Road team, and we're going to switch out Tyranitar for Glaceon for the Elite Four. Yeah, I don't think there's much else to say here. I did use the last of my berries, or not berries, mints, and any vitamins that I had, and I went back and spent any additional money I had on vitamins. So, we're specifically trying to get Glaceon as fast and as strong as possible, because we may be able to sweep Drake. I probably should have waited and done this after Victory Road, but I wanted to see how much they cost. And I was there for the Firestone anyway. Big thing here is Crunch and Play Rough as coverage moves go a really long way, in addition to Flare Blitz just being good against Glacia. Crunch is going to be good against Phoebe. Play Rough is good against Drake and Sydney. Arcanine is absolutely worthless against the champion, but that's okay. If we end up needing to switch it in and getting an extreme speed or two off, that's still damage. Tyranitar we don't want for the actual Elite Four fights, specifically because I really don't want to be dealing with Sandstorm Chip the entire time. It makes it really hard to switch around with my other Pokemon. It will be nice with Cacturne. I was hoping I could get Cacturne's ability switched for the Elite Four, but getting a second ability patch costs 250k, so not today. Oh, how many repels do I have? 1. The fly... the way that this game does fly is actually really handy. Oh, crap. I should have done this before I spent all my money on vitamins, probably. What can I sell here? I can technically sell the Quick Claw, but I don't have enough items that I'm probably going to keep it. I bought too many hyper potions. That's really what it comes down to. Okay, well, if I end up having to do fights for the back half, that's gonna be rough. Wait, Wally's... I thought Wally was at the end of Elite Four. Or at the end of Victory Road. Well, okay. Future Sight doesn't affect Tyranitar. I mean, honestly, I'm okay with this because it means that we can be a lot... I was worried about being very conservative because we'd have to fight Wally at the end of it. You do need strength. And Rock Smash here. Another trainer. Arcanine's just so good. Having good coverage moves goes a really long way as well. Medicine, Hyper Potion. One downside is we do have suddenly loud noises. That was my cat. Yep. I don't actually know where some of these remember what some of these items are offhand, but I think one of them is Earthquake, which could be nice. I don't actually have anything with flying, which is interesting. Like, Cacturne can definitely still take that hit, so I'm not super concerned. Wait, why am I still getting XP? I thought this capped... at 55. Am I just wrong? Worth fighting. I don't think it's worth fighting a guy to get Earthquake. If Earthquake is somewhere where I can just go and get a puzzle, or it's not super out of the way, I will try and grab it. Should have used Play Rough there. That was dumb. That actually cost me Arcanine. I would have been very grumpy. I'm very grumpy. That's what happens when you play too fast. I was totally thinking we're going to outspeed, which we did. I was not thinking about the Sucker Punch play. And man, that's rough. Okay, well, trying to think of what else we can do to get that same coverage. So we had that for Play Rough into Sydney and Drake is one of the big things. And it was also good into Glacia. I do have another Pokemon that could technically help cover that spot. Yeah, we could probably pull Meryl out for that. Not quite as good overall for what we're dealing with, but still pretty good. I mean, yeah, I guess we'll just keep going. That may actually be really bad. We'll try Brick Breaking here. Okay. That theoretically triggers their Cacturne's ability, and Grass there could have been really annoying, but that's okay. We got through. Trying to think if there's anything else we could do, because I don't think Tyranitar gives us the same coverage. Like I said, Tyranitar was mainly there to help with Wally. So here's where I'm at. Meryl, we'd have to do a big level up, but gives us a fighting type move, fairy type move, and it's a water fairy type, which is pretty solid defensively into several of the other mons. Theoretically, we could even go thick bat for the Glacia fight if we really wanted to. I guess the other option would just be to go Mr. Mime. You know what? I grabbed it for this purpose. I literally said earlier that it could be an Elite Four mon, and quite frankly, it amuses me. So I think we're doing this. I'm now slightly concerned because of the way that I was still getting XP. I will say the downside here is Mr. Mime is a lot less defensive than Arcanine and or Azumarill, but I'm kind of hoping so it gets some good coverage in general. It does not help with Glacia, but we've got pretty solid coverage for Glacia at this point, I think. Sucker Punch I'll take. Okay. And it does have an ability that means if it gets hit with a super effective attack, it will take less than it normally would, which is actually pretty good. I really don't actually care about psychic type moves for this final section. I don't think there's a single mon that it's good against. I in general was not taking psychic types very highly, even though they're good early game, or good in early gens, just because of that reason. I think like you get Brawly very early and that's it. Okay, so once I'm gonna keep going. I thought the level cap here was 55. It has hard caps in place, so maybe we can go further, or maybe it's that you can level up to 55 with candies and then you can get XP from there. No, you can just level up. Interesting. Where does it stop? Okay, it does stop at 58, which is Lance's level. So that actually is awesome for me. One of the things that I was concerned about was Glaceon versus Lance. And this is actually going to help a lot. Getting 2 more levels, or 3 more levels, and those vitamins that I picked up is exactly what I needed for that. I may still run and grab any, but I'm gonna check my money as soon as I finish here, because I mean, it really comes down to things like, can timid Glaceon outrun a Salamence with a few levels on it? And like, those are the kind of questions that I don't want to figure out that I was wrong about. And I think we are right. Very, very close on that. Just one more vitamin is all we've got money for. I don't think we picked up anything else. We could sell this full restore, but I really want that for the Elite Four just to be safe. We can sell these revives. Not using those. Elixirs are good just in case. How many Lepa berries do I have actually? 4? That's not going to get me enough. So if I sold the Quick Claw and an Elixir, that'll get me another Carbos. Okay. I don't remember exactly where the cutoff was, but we're like right on it. So, not taking risks. If I can go a little extra. (115 speed). I think for some reason I have 113 in my head as where my cutoff was, so I think that actually does push us over the threshold. Oh. And I feel like I don't feel like we need another stop here. I think even if this video goes a little long, it just goes a little long. Let's make sure we've got everything in place. I really don't have a lot in the way of good items here. So I think we're pretty much just going with things like let's go with person berries. I'm gonna go with an Roust Berry here. And a Citrus Berry. And I think he's got a Silk Scarf equipped right now, which is actually probably also not what we want. We'll go Roust there. Okay. I should actually switch. Oh, no, I did. Mr. Mime's first. There we go. We should pretty much just be able to sweep here. Especially since we've got that level advantage. I'm a lot less worried about Phoebe and Sydney than I would have been otherwise. Yeah, I think we start with Cacturn here. And I'll think about swapping when we get to Sableye. I considered putting Snorlax in this spot, because Crunch and immunity to ghost moves is really good. Well, this is going well. Let's see. Shadow. So Ghost is double effective on Gallade and Mr. Mime. This is actually problematic. Okay, we're gonna go into Glaceon. This should be neutral, high defense mon. So it's probably gonna try Confuse right here, which we can go into Gallade. He's got the Persimberry. This is neutral, but should still hit pretty hard. That's just obnoxious. We can deal with obnoxious. Okay. That's fine. We didn't get hit with confusion again. That's what I was concerned about. we survived. That's the other big piece. Let's go Sucker Punch. I don't think we need to restore Night Slash. I'm gonna go ahead and give Gallade a Chesto Berry, because I think that's more likely to come up than any of the other stuff. And I think Hitmonchan is our carry for this section. We'll see how it goes. I'm a little nervous about the fact that we're using Drain Punch over... So maybe actually what we should have had there is an Aspir Berry. Yeah, that was probably an oversight. These are very bulky Pokemon. We're still very powerful. I'm mostly thinking about the Walrein, I'll be honest. We're gonna start taking Chip from Hail here. Okay, we're good. And we didn't do enough that it ended, or that it would have healed itself with a potion, or like it was because of the berry. It ended up in a good range. That was a crit, but I think we're good. Hey. Drake. Drake is Dragon-type trainer. We're gonna do a little bit of setup. Very, very little, though. We're setting up Snowscape. That's bad. Well, so much for that speed, all that speed work I did. I guess I probably could have switched out there. I forgot that that was a flamethrower, but we should be okay. Was that a crit? That might have been a crit. This also has flamethrower. Are we faster? Not with the speed the way it is. I don't think. God, I hate that, because that's really the one reason it's here. Or do I think it's gonna Dragon Dance? I think it's gonna Body Slam here. I think it sees a kill. It's faster. I didn't grab the right punch move here. Altaria is probably either using Dragon Breath or Double Edge here. And those are very different attacks. Or it might Dragon Dance. I'm gonna switch in Mr. Mime, because if it Dragon Breaths, it will not affect him. And then we have Dazzling Gleam. And now it's probably gonna Double Edge if it outspeeds. Or it's gonna use a potion. That was more painful than I anticipated, because I didn't think about the Rock Tomb speed drop. If we didn't have that Rock Tomb speed drop, we would have been okay. I should have switched out against the Shelgon, the weak Pokemon, instead of trying to navigate against the Kingdra that's actually scary. I mean, yeah, we use the rest of our heals because there's no reason not to. Make sure there's nothing that's super low. Night Slash is fine. And give Glaceon another berry. So Wallace has 3 Pokemon with Toxic. And 1 with Ice Beam. Keep pushing the wrong buttons. We're gonna switch Ice Punch for Thunder Punch, because we didn't end up using Hitmonchan against the Altaria or the Flygon. And I guess since we're here, let's go ahead and use the Leppa again, or to just restore Drain Punch just so we have it. I'm trying to think of who's going to be in against those Mons. So we're looking at Tentacruel. Oh, it's just Tentacruel and Milotic. So it's just 2. Yeah, let's just go Cacturne and Electivire. And then I'm gonna give... Oh, actually, Hold that thought. Oops. Aspire. Pecha, because Glaceon can't be frozen. And there's a couple that have that. And I don't think I have anything to contribute to these guys. So let's go Persim just to be safe. In case I miss something. I guess Water Pulse would technically do it. And we've got an Oranberry. Let's go. Champion fight awaits. We're starting off against a Wailord. Yeah, I feel like Electivire lead is fine. That's gonna bait Whiscatshin right away though. Which should be fine. Yeah. So it's gonna be Wailord. And after we beat Wailord, it should bait in Whiscash. Whiscash, we switch into Cacturn. Cacturn probably, they probably switch into either Gyarados or one of the Mons with Ice Beam. Rain Dance is actually a slight problem. Just a slight problem, though. That's going to boost special defense, but we're using a physical attack. That brings in Tentacruel, who should now use an Ice Beam. Ooh, wait, is it going to do Sludge Bomb? I think it should do Ice Beam. I wasn't thinking about the Sludge Bomb. I don't think I have a good answer either way, so... Glaceon. And now it's probably going to continue Sludge Bombing. Or use Toxic. We've got the Pecha Berry for that. We Freeze Dry. Milotic. I'm not sure. Milotic is probably going to try and Toxic here. Honestly. See if I remembered it right. I didn't. That's okay though. Toxic honestly isn't that big of a deal here. Oh, there it goes. Okay. No, we're good. It's because it just switched in. And that leaves Ludicolo. Rain is not up. It's neutral against Thunder, so this would be another spot where we could theoretically bring in Glaceon if I think that it's going to be worth it. It may just double team here, which is just kind of annoying. I'm probably overthinking this, to be very clear. But I am going to bring in Hitmonchan here, which was actually dumb. now that I'm thinking about it. Because I just got done saying Thunder wasn't going to be good. Oh, okay. Should surf. Surfing into Glaceon's fine. Not very effective. Oh, never mind. Okay, freeze dice 4 times. That is time. Overthought that last move, but overall, that went really well. So, I had a lot of fun with this. I'm a little bit frustrated because there were a few random things that didn't work the way that I expected them to based on the ROM hack that I was using versus the one I've seen in the other races, and the way that certain movesets worked as far as the move relearner was. I made a couple dumb mistakes. I'm very happy with losing 2 Pokemon in this run. Or 3. I did lose 3. I feel weird because I hardly count the Sunkern because it was like I literally recruited it to die. But it did technically still die. So we did lose 3. Overall, very happy with the run. I feel like this sort of run where you have like a box to play with and it's basically like a puzzle is really interesting. I think that this is the kind of Pokemon that I like to play because you very frequently end up with what's the word I'm looking for? Like, it's kind of similar to what I was doing towards the end of Rebirth, where you just have so many options to pick from and you really get to optimize and pick. Except for, in this particular case, I did a lot of the optimizing beforehand, and then it was, okay, so based on my assumptions, what do I actually get? And how can I build a team out of that? So I ended up with some oversights because I didn't have perfect information during the draft itself, and I made some oversights because I was just kind of, I did my research, but I still went with, more of a vibes pick beyond, having my top list. And it feels like this format also has a lot of replayability just because you can redo it with other people. You can use different sets of Pokemon. You can organize them in different ways. You could do a thing where you're drafting by type instead of by generation. You could do more split out by generation as opposed to what we did, which was the Hoenn-dex as one box, starters as a separate box. You could do it a lot more limited, where you take out a lot of the best Pokemon and make it very restricted and even more of a puzzle. This one was, at least in part, a proof of concept, and a lot of the people I was playing with, which I think you're going to see a couple videos from other people. If you do, I will make sure I link them. But a lot of the other people that I was drafting with are doing this for fun, more than as a competitive thing. And so I didn't want to go super hardcore on it. The other thing that I had thought about offhand would be a one-on-one race where you have to draft each other's boxes. Which, that one you'd have to be very careful to make sure you can't completely screw somebody over. But having to deal with somebody else purposely trying to sabotage you feels like it could be a lot of fun. I'm also crazy, so I'm the one who was sitting here with, you know, doing a bunch of math and playing with spreadsheets getting ready for this. So yeah. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, please give me a like and subscribe. If you want to see more stuff like this, please leave a comment, because this was a lot of fun. It was a little bit of work to organize, but I feel like if I got a group that tried doing this more often, we could do more of these pretty easily, or rotate people out. And as always, have a good one. We'll catch you next time.